Hi, Hillary, again here in Seal Cove. We're going to do some floor work now. This is mainly for hips, a little bit of back. We're going to do a little bit of core work, but very gentle. Again, I don't feel like doing anything standing today, but I want to do something. That's my rationale for this class. So I'm going to show you first of all how to get to the floor, and I also have to say most of these exercises come from either a Feldenkrais curriculum or a Bartinieff curriculum, a little bit of Alexander. I've trained in all of those, so it's just sort of a hodgepodge. And some of them are just things that work for me, some of the stretches. We'll do some sitting stretches as well. So this is how I like to get to the floor. So you just bring your hands down and oops, walk your feet back. Yeah, I should take my sneakers off and just kneel, yeah? So you're just kneeling here, and my first thing that I love to do is child's pose. So you just drop back into your feet, have an easy head, find your breath. Now, one thing I like to do now, I don't know why, but is to open the knees a little bit wider, and it lets me go a little deeper. And I can put my elbows down if my shoulders are bothering me. I just put my elbows down and I feel that I'm grabbing in my hips. So I just tell them to release. Just release, little hips. And that allows them to really stretch. They're not stretching, they're folding, of course, but there's a nice stretch that's happening. All right, and then I'm going to come up and we're going to go into just some easy abdominal work. So you're going to stay on your knees. Here's our cat-cow, right? We'll do that in a minute. But I just like to drop forward, holding my abdominals. This isn't a full press. And then I go back and stretch out the lower back, the shoulders. It's good for your knees, good for your hips. Big breath. Don't let yourself drop here, right? You have to hold your spine nice and straight in its regular place. Release the hips, come back. And we're just going to do 3 of these. You can do more if you like. And release. So we're building some strength through the shoulders and the abdominals, but we're not overdoing it, right? You don't need to be doing push-ups. At least I don't do push-ups. And release. And okay. So I'm going to just slide one leg forward, yeah, like that. This is our nice Z shape. I guess it's a Z and S. Not sure. And we're going to take the hand that's by the front leg and we're going to push it into the floor. See, if I drop over too much, there's not much stretch going on. So this is a nice, keep your shoulders released and down as you can. So I'm just going to sit here for a minute. If you need to put a pillow under you, it's really awkward to get a pillow at this moment. So have that prepared the next time. But it does give you a little more release in your hips if you're higher up. But for now, we're just going to leave this leg kind of open, and this leg can be open, closed, whatever you want. And we're just going to pull across. Do a nice spiral in the rib cage, right? We're spiraling. And I'm pushing this hip forward a little bit, and now everything's going to just drop into the floor. It's kind of hard to see, but my hip is changing. So from there, it's going to there. And I'm letting it sort of marinate. Letting it just sit in that position. And now I'm going to breathe up, and I'm going to push. It's like someone's pushing my hip forward. I'm stretching. I'm not arching, but I'm reaching tall with my spine. I can feel it actually through the outer thigh on my right leg. And then I'm going to breathe into it. And I'm going to collapse. Everything collapses. So I'm using gravity now as my friend. And on these, you want to not be impatient. You want to just really let things click down in, because they will. All right, we're gonna bring our legs around here. It's a little awkward, but you're just gonna change sides, that's all. And so I'm reaching up and I'm pushing this leg forward, and I'm kind of doing a nice little spiral here. You don't have to do the spiral if that bothers. The main thing is for this hip. Now I'm releasing everything and just slumping, right? Not a very dancer pose. It's a great one though for these rotators and the hip flexor there. Gets your psoas too, not really, but a little bit. And then we're going to press up and push away. Again, you want to engage your bum there. You want to push forward. So on this side, I feel it in my quad rather than my hip, but so be it. Your sides are very different, literally, for most of us. And now you're going to breathe out. Let yourself sink into the ground. Let the head go, shoulder go. It's like the weight of your body just lets go. And one last one. We're going to push, reach and push. Push, 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 push. Do your spiral if you want. Come back. All right, we're going to do this is our Feldenkrais. So this helps with, you want your feet right in front of your knees in front of your hips. And we're going to just pull forward off the floor and pull back. And we're going to drop into our shoulders when you want to adjust your arms. Pull back. And then we pull forward and back. And now we're going to do it without coming off the ground. So we're just going to push. I wanted you to get that feeling of pushing, but now your bum is on the ground and you're going to curl back. So this is all about the pelvis now, even though you're also working your shoulders. Push, pelvis, you get so that where you can feel your sits bones on the ground, and then you don't. You're on the back of your bum. And last time, push up, reach, and release. All right, so that's a good one. And we'll do one more for just the hips. We're gonna take one leg and turn it out all the way. Yeah. And then you're gonna turn it to neutral, wherever your neutral is. Mine's a little turned out still. And then you're gonna turn it in. And that, I really feel that in my rotators, so I'm not gonna do too much, and I'm not gonna sickle my foot, because that's never good. But you can see my knee is facing inwards a little bit. And you can sit back a little. It's hard for me to do it sitting straight up. So, and go out to the side and release, but you're feeling it. You're actually turning that leg, yeah? And then come back to neutral. And then take it a little bit in. See, I sickled again. But don't adjust. Don't move over to the other side. This is all about those rotators. And then there. Okay, so we're going to take this one out. Hold it. You're working these muscles. You don't, and these, you may not feel them, but, and then we're going to just take it to neutral. And then I'll turn that leg in. Again, I don't have a lot of inner rotation. These are your adductors and all that good stuff. We won't talk about that. And then come back to center. And then out. I'm usually wrong when I talk about muscles anyway, so. And bring them back. And bring them in. This is really good though. And come back, as long as you don't overdo it. And out. And it's good for things like ballet where you have to turn out. We'll do it in our warm-up class and our ballet class, that you know you're turning out from the hip, not the knee, definitely not the ankle. And bring it in. Okay, let's go to the floor. On our back. I know we're on the floor. So you're going to bring both knees in. And this is another, this is actually Alexander. So you're going to drop, you're going to have your elbows kind of on the knees. And you're going to pull one leg in super gently. This is not about how far it goes. And then you're going to very gently switch the legs, right? So you just let this one sort of fall over to the other side and pull this one in wherever you can get it. If it's, you know, if you need to use your pants or whatever, that's fine, or your knee. And then you're going to go to the other side, pull it in, let your breath fall too, and then drop. Keep letting those hips sort of drop closer to the floor, the leg. The hips are holding the legs. And then bring both knees in, right? We're going to drop them, feet to the floor. And we're going to just do our good old-fashioned letting everything go over except for your shoulders. So your shoulders stay flat, but your hips have done that nice sort of spiral pivot. The leg that's closest to the floor should definitely be on the floor. This leg can be wherever it needs to be, the top leg, right? Don't force it, please. Now, this is kind of a fun thing. I want you to think of using your abdominals here. So I'm pulling my abdominals in. This side is slowly, and then the rest of it just kind of comes along. It's really cool. That's an Alexander thing. And then you're going to drop slowly over to the other side, and you can look away from the legs, but your whole shoulder blade, the top of your back, should be the whole trapezius muscles on the floor. And I'm just, now, I noticed that I was grabbing this hip, so I just said, stop grabbing. And it released into the floor, like magic. Letting that top leg be very heavy. Now I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to sort of engage my lower abdominals. I'm going to pull that hip in, and everything just sort of whoop, goes right back up. All right, we're going to do a little psoas release. So you're going to take this leg and really press that side into the floor. And then you're going to take this leg, and you can put your thumb right by your psoas, which is, well, it's a, you know, I don't want to get into it. But anyway, it's right at the top of your thigh. And we're going to drop that knee in and try not to grab these muscles here. Okay, they should be soft. So you're going to just lift. Do you see how easy it is to lift that leg if you're not grabbing the psoas or the hip flexors? And you got to give it a little tension on the other side, and then release. And then we'll try this other side. So you're going to try and release that. It's a very strong muscle. You can feel it. You're going to not grab it, not flex it. Just let it flow. And release down. It's kind of a weird thing, I know. Just kind of try it. Press down on the opposite side of your hip. For me, it's my right. And down. Okay, one last thing in this sort of basic position. You're going to take one leg down, and then you're going to roll over You're going to keep this knee up and you're going to sort of stretch out. This is really great for your back. Stretching, reaching. You'll also feel it in the leg that's up. And then you're going to slide back in and bring that leg to, I say, knees to sky. And then you're going to do it on the other side. You're going to just drop that leg, right? And you send that hand over, leaving the knee straight up. That's not on the ground. Reaching, you can do a little bit more and bring it back. And let yourself just release. You can do that again. Let's do it one more time. We're just going to drop this leg, leaving that knee where it is. Slide this hand across the other arm for me and reach. Oh, see, I let it go. And there wasn't much of a stretch when I did. So you want to leave that leg up there and roll back to center. Whew. Last time. Drop the opposite leg, leaving the right knee up. Slide the hand across the other arm and reach. This is a Feldenkrais exercise. Lots of techniques out there. Lots of people want to help folks feel more comfortable in their movement. Just stay here for a sec and let your lower back, your middle back, there are 3. Someday we'll do our back exercise, but not for today. You're going to just drop it in, put your hands on your rib cage, and find your breath. And release. What you're looking for is for your rib cage to go out side to side, horizontal. So as you engage and as you release, they come together. I'm going to overdo it with my hands. So that's how we want the ribs to open, not up and down, just, oh, sorry, that's out. Inhale. And you'll notice at the top of a breath, there's a pause. It's supposed to be there. You inhale. Pause. Exhale. Pause. There's a pause at both ends of a good deep breath. All right. We're going to bring one leg in and stretch out the other one. You'll feel it in your hip probably. You can sort of roll around a little bit on that mat. Just getting everything to kind of release. Feeling that back, give, let go. And then you're going to just switch legs. So it's hard with sneakers on. I can't really slide my foot. And pull, just gently pull. This again, we're not, Olympic gymnasts. We're not trying to get our knee up to our chin. We're just pulling it in to where we feel it, where it feels right on the mat with the other leg. And we're finding our breath in everything we do. We're releasing the back. Okay. And we're going to just do one little Pilates type abdominal. So when I get up these days, I like to go to my side and just push myself up. It's a little much for my neck and stuff to just sit up, but this is going to help you just sit up if that's what you want to do. So we're up here. We've got our legs wherever. You can actually stretch them out a little bit more. But what we're going to do is we're going to go back as far, just a little bit, like this far, right? And then we're going to sit up right on our sits bones. And then we're going to go back. You don't have to keep a straight back. Actually, curving is better. And then we're going to come back up. Now, I'm going to go a little farther. So like 2 inches, maybe? A little farther. See if I can still do this nice and easy. This is how you train yourself to build strength in your abdominals. You don't just lie on the floor and go, I can't roll up, or roll up improperly. We'll talk about roll-ups in another class. Reach straight up through the sky. So I'm going to go back a little even farther. I'm going to adjust my feet. I'm going to go, whoa, that's pretty far for me these days. And reach, and I can let my legs sort of scooch around there at the top. And a little farther. Chin to chest. You never lift your head up in these. And reaching. I'm going to try and go all the way down. You think I can do it? Let's see. Arms above my head, but I'm not going to do that marine sit-up. Oh, I did it, I did it, I did it. That's amazing. I haven't done that for a while. So anyway, reach, stretch, open. Let's try one more time. See right at the end how I dropped down? That's because I'm not very strong anymore. And chin to chest. Ooh, and see, I can't do it this time. So I'm going to just pull under. I'm not going to roll side to side. That's really not good. And reach. So you saw how I compensated. Yeah, and that's okay. We don't all have 18-year-old abdominal muscles our whole life. So you see what I've gotten into? I've gotten into this nice stretch because that's what I felt like I should do. So we're going to do this real quick. Not real quick, but just a little bit of this. Nice, easy kind of ballet stretching. Then you go the other side. Ooh. You come back. We're going to just do a little stretch in the middle. These are our, of course, hamstrings and the inner thigh. Ooh. And we'll do that other leg. So I've got that bent. And you don't have to bring it all that way in. You can just do whatever works for you, but hold on to this. So I really feel it on this leg. So I'm just going to work that stretch. Breathe into it. Go a little deeper. Ooh, okay. And both legs. I can, again, go back and forth, kind of noodle around there. I think that's where we'll stop today. So thank you for joining me on the dock out here on Seal Cove here in Harpswell, Maine. Thanks to Ellen Glue, and have a great day.